All right. I don't know if you can read this or not, so I'll read it for you. This is what this guy says. This guy says, if I marry a woman with a child, we become a family, meaning every child under my roof is mine. The father of the child must respect me as the father to his child. Basically, if he wants to see his child, I should be notified so I can know where my child is going. And I should be told if the child is not coming back and what time the child will be back. And I expect the mother to understand and be on board with this. All right. So he's saying that his stepchildren are his children and that their dad needs permission from him to take his kids. But starting with you on this first, man, how do you feel about that?
Wow. You coming to me, and I actually have experience in this. Um, my two older boys are my stepsons, but they look at me as their father, not taking anything away from their biological fathers. And they were involved in their lives even when I was there. Um, you can't do that. I mean, if the guy is actually trying to be a part of the child's life, blended families are a thing that you have to live with in today's society. And if he has good intentions and if he's trying to stay in that child's life, I'm not going to deprive him of doing so. He's not gonna have to have permission and all that kind of stuff. I think that's a little bit much. Um, Now, if he's a criminal or something like that, then yeah, he's gonna have to have some sort of permission or supervision or something like that. But going into dealing with what we're dealing with here, he doesn't need to have permission. It's his child, and if you're trying to raise a child right, and you want to keep the biological father in his life, and he's taking ownership, that is his child. By all means, I'm cool with that. So he don't have to have any permission from me. Hell, that gives me time to chill out with my wife for the weekend, or whatever. So don't all these setting up these rules and parameters. That's just kind of stupid. It should be understood that it's a good thing for all parties involved to be involved with the child, because it does take a village.
All right. And TK, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about if your man said, look, before baby daddy show up, he need to check in with me before the kids go anywhere. And you need to be on board with that. How do you feel about that, TK?
Nah, that's a flag on the play. That ain't what it is. Now, as long as he come around and he's being respectful, he ain't causing no issues, no nothing. I don't care. We got a court order. He get the kids on the weekend. He get the kids on the weekend. You are not above the court. You are the stepdad. That's what it is. As long as you're respected on all bases. But you can't dictate when this man, who is actually their father, comes and gets his kids. He's doing his part. He's being active. Your step parents are supposed to add to. I don't mean add drama to the situation. It means you add to, the more the merrier. Just like Sean said, it takes a village.
All right. Miss McKinney, what say you?
I'm like Miss TK and everybody else. That's not gonna fly. But the part I want to bring out is I really want mamas. I have to speak to mamas. I really want mamas to have a handle on that before you bring somebody else into the picture. Before you have that man that has a chance to tell you what to do. I would hope that, and I know it's not possible in every situation. Everybody's baby daddy is different. But if you can work that situation out beforehand so that when your new boo comes into your relationship, those things are already handled. The drama's already kind of knocked down. But no, nobody's fixing to tell me what I'm fixing to do with my child. And I know that sounds horrible, right? Because he's my man. But in the way that it was presented, no, it's not going to fly like that. Maybe we can sit down and have one conversation about it, but it's not going to be a continuous thing. Like we're going to get an understanding right here that, yes, you are in my child's life. We're grateful for you being there because nothing's more important than than a child seeing, their parent being loved and all that good stuff. But this is their father. And so we kind of already got some things going on here. We want you to add to it, like she said, add the goodness and not the drama. So that's my piece to the mamas. Please get that situation worked out before you bring the new boo in, because you got time. You got time.
Okay. And Chandra, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Don't you want a guy to take ownership per se? As far as the kids go, don't you want a guy that's going to treat kids like his own? And I'm playing devil's advocate.
Well, and honestly, I would say, so I agree with everything that everybody else said, but I do believe that there's some value in that, right? Because at the end of the day, I want him to be involved in those kids' life and feel responsible, because depending on the child's father, like Buck was saying, is this person a criminal? What does that mean? Does that mean I know he's a criminal? Was he a criminal in the past? Do I feel like he's a criminal? Those are all three different things, right? And so, what does that mean? But at the end of the day, I want him to have some concern, like, where is our child, right? Whether he's with his parent, his cousin, my grandmama, whoever, where are they? Are they going somewhere that they're going to be safe? I want him to have that kind of concern, instead of like, shh, not my problem. That's your kid. You deal with it. She let her kid go anywhere. And so I want him to have some concern and want to know and want to be involved. Now, then there's a line. You don't get to decide for me, right? You don't get to overrule me, right? But I want you to be involved. This is a partnership. This is a discussion.
That's his
This
key.
is not a do as I say. I have spoken kind of thing. No, it ain't that. It's not that kind of party. But I do want you to be involved, and we can have a discussion, and we, because that's how. And honestly, you and him, the baby daddy and my new husband, y'all can work that out. I ain't even got to be involved. That's how mature this shit should be, in terms of, because you're the other parent. If you're acting as a real parent, then the two of you can coordinate and pick him up from basketball practice and whatnot, if you are both involved in that way. So, and I ain't got to watch that.
All right. I was just curious, playing devil's advocate, because I'm wearing my New Jersey Devil shirt, so seemed appropriate.